can start now. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Farnaz. I'm from Polytechnic University of Catalonia. I'm doing my PhD in this university, and at the same time, I'm working in APIU project in management work package. Thank you for attending this session. And before we start, I want to let you know that this session will be recorded, and as usual, after the session, we are going to upload it to the event page where you have registered for the event, and I can also send it to those who has registered to this event. Okay, let me share my screen first, then we will start. Okay, here is the Agora that most of you have this Agora, and if I go here, for example, this is empty, and here is usually the name of your alliance and the logo. Right now I'm signed up. So in order to access to the event module and other modules as well, the first step is to ask for the access that you have this Excel file, and you can ask for the access to this event module. And once it's confirmed that you have the access, then you need to sign in first. Okay, you have the option to sign in with Educate, but in the case of me, I will sign in with my username and password. So now when I sign in, you will see that something extra added to the website. Here we have this editor button and this purple button added here. So when I click here, I have access to the back office. From here, I can choose the event module, for example, as we are going to discuss about event module. And the reason that we have choose event module with email marketing and contact, because there is a relation between all these contacts that later I will show you how they are connected or interconnected to each other. So here is a place that we are going to create an event. When you click on the new, a new form will be open that you can start creating your event. It's very straightforward and simple, I guess. You can just add the name, and you can choose the date, the time zone. You can choose the time zone, and the templates. By default, there are two types of templates provided, but you can create your own template. For example, you can choose conference or webinar or anything else. And here the tags, here are the list of tags that you can create the tags for you. For example, if these events are about students, you can add the tag of students. And later in the website, I will show you that how these tags will be appear as a filter or category of different events. If I go here, we have the, okay, let me go back to the sample that I have created. I have called the test, and there is a date, and the template, I'm gonna choose a conference, for example, a tag, I'm gonna choose the test tag. I have just created this test tag, and in the category of test. When we move here, the organizer. When I click here, there will be a list of the places and the peoples as well will be recorded here. Okay, where does this come from? Actually, all this information that exists here are taken from your contact. So if you want to add an organizer here, first you need to create a contact and add the information of the contact, and then you can choose here. There is another option that you can also create from here. For example, you can search for whatever you want. In case if you couldn't find it, you can create a new one. For example, I'm going to choose AUPIU as the organizer. So here I have to make sure that I add the right email address, because this email address will be later appears in the confirmation email we send to the attendees, those who has registered to the platform. So it's very important to add the correct information here, or you can update your contact directly and you can just add from there. So in this case, I have created this from event module, and later I will show you that this AUPA which has not been in the contact, automatically created in the contact. I will show you later. The responsible person, by default, it chooses me because I'm signed into the platform and I'm the person who is creating, but you can change this as well. The company, you can choose your company, and the website, if there is a website, you can add it here. If the venue is a physical place, you can add, or if it's a link, you can add the link here. Then if you have any limit on your registration, you can define, for example, only 10%. The first 10% can register to this event. And another important thing is auto confirmation. So if I check this auto confirmation, there will be three automated email will be sent to those who has registered to the platform. So you need to make sure that if you want to send these three emails to them, you can choose auto confirmation. Otherwise, you can uncheck it. So when you uncheck it, in this case, you need to make sure that whoever registered to the platform, in order to send them a confirmation, you need to do it manually. So the best thing is to click here, but you have the option to decide. For example, the first email will be immediately after each registration will be sent. So I think this is good to keep it. We have two other options. For example, the second one, 3 days before event. So you can decide, for example, you can make it 1 day, and I choose 1 day. For example, the third one is gonna be 1 hour. You can choose 3 hours, or even you have the option to remove them. For example, I'm gonna delete this, and there will be only two email confirmations sent to them. And one is immediately, and the other one I choose to make it 3 hours. When I choose 3 hours, here the time will be appears, that what time it will be sent. So this is the basic things that we are creating. And one more thing that I wanted to mention here is about the questions. For example, you can add a question like, what is your university? Okay. You can choose to make it mandatory answer. It means that if they don't answer this question, they are not able to register. So I'm gonna choose it mandatory first. There is two options for selection and text input, that I'm gonna make it text input, because if you have the option of which university, you can add them in the selection and they can select. So I'm gonna save and close. Next is the notes. If I click here, if you have any special notes you want to add, if you have any type of ticket, in this case we have the ticket, but usually if you have, because we don't have in e-commerce and we are not going to sell these tickets, so probably you're not gonna use it. But in case if you want to have a different type of tickets, you can just add different type of tickets here. So from here, I'm gonna save this basic information that I have added. Then I will go to the website to see how it looks like. So from here, go to website. I will go to website, and at the beginning, as you can see, this is unpublished. So I can choose to make it published. So here, the page that I have created and added those information is here. In fact, this is the registration page, that all this information on the right are automatically adding. For example, as I have choose the organizer AUPA, the email address that I have added, which was exist in my contact, will be automatically add here. And these are the basic information, but for sure we need to modify this information and add our own. This is by default basic introduction about the event, but How we can edit this is from the right button, rather on the top, you can see this edit option. If I click on here, then, for example, I can just take all these text and remove them. And I will add that, for example, this is as event, for example. From here, you can just modify all the information, like you can add the text, but these sections are not possible to modify from here. If you want to change the dates and other information, you need to do it from the module back office. The changes that you can make here, for example, here is the name of event, and you can just modify as you wish. And for example, the picture on the back, also it's possible to modify the picture. For example, if I click on the picture, you can also from here choose any picture. For example, I'm going to choose this. I change the background of this uh, interface, and these are the changes that we can make here. Then when I save, yes, as you can see, I made few changes on the interface. And if I click register, I will see that the question that I have created is added here. And this star shows that if they don't answer this question, they are not able to continue and register. You can choose not to make it mandatory, and it's very flexible. Okay, so as you can see on the top, we have this option of adding introduction. If you want to make your event a little bit more, you want to add more details, you have the option of adding introduction. You can add the talks, means that in fact it's taken from the agenda. That if I go to the agenda, yes. Here on the back office, if you want to mention, for example, the agenda, what is the agenda with the timing and all the details will be appears here. Here we have a specific page for the location that we can mention our location, and all these, for example, in the case of location, we can just edit it from here, from interface. And there is another option of talk proposal. For example, in the case that if there are some speakers want to speak about a specific topics, and they want to offer and propose an item in the agenda, they can fill the form, and you will receive, the manager will receive this request of the this talk. This form, when this form is filled, the manager will notify that there is a new proposal for the agenda is provided, and the manager need to confirm. Once the manager confirm, it will automatically added to this agenda list. And the text is also shows the exact timing of, for example, if there was a talk here and currently we are in this meeting, for example, it will show that right now we are going to talk about event module. Later, when we move to, for example, from 15 minutes later, we are going to talk about contact. It will shows that right now in the event, the topic is contact module. So it shows that time by time what is the session that people are interested, they can join at that moment. And yes, but this is optional. So if you don't need to have all these items on your menu, it's very simple. From here, you can go to the event, and you can choose to remove, the sub menu. I choose to remove. So maybe I only want to have the extra register button, I will choose it. Maybe I only need to have show the tags. For example, I don't want to make it available to propose. I only want to show our own tracks and our own agenda. So I'm gonna just keep it, and I will remove this option for others to propose. This is unchecked. So let me save it, then I will go to show you what happens. Let's go to the event. Example. I think I have to check the first mail as well. Save. Yes. For example, just now I have removed this proposal tag. As you can see, we have introduction, tags, location, agenda, register. So this is very flexible. But if you choose to have this sub menu, you need the introduction page will be appears by default, and then later you can just decide about the location, agenda, and so on. So if I go back to back office to show you that how we can create these tracks and agenda, uh, from here, the tracks is the place that we are going to add the tracks. And if I click on new, for example, the title, we are going to say test one. The time, I'm going to choose the time. The time should be between like, I think I'm going to choose this. And the location we can choose, and the hours. For example, how long is like 30 minutes, we can choose, or we can make it shorter or longer. And the other option is the responsible person. For example, I'm going to choose myself as a responsible person. The event is a test, and the label, I can choose a color. For example, for it I will choose blue. And here is optional, that you can either add the information of the person who is going to talk, or you can not add it. It's optional, but in the case of me, I'm going to add myself, for example, just to show you how it looks. And the second part will be automatically added. So how it added, in fact, this information was exist in the contact module. Otherwise, for example, if I want to add someone who doesn't exist in the contact module, I need to create this contact in the contact module in advance, or I can create it from here. So if I save, and then for now, this is in the proposal stage. So if I want to show it in the website, I need to publish it. So I will move to the published stage. And then if I go to the website, if I go to the tags, you can see that this tag is added. So here is test one, and the person who is going to speak is me, is my name, and my information will be appears here. So if you want to add more information, the biography of the person, or the topic that this person is going to talk, all these details is available in the event module. You can add it. And if I go to the agenda, there will be agenda automatically created from the tags, and it will be I choose the blue color, so it shows the test one is blue color, and later when we add more agenda, it will be appears here. So up to now, if you have any question, because I cannot see you, you can interrupt me, or if you have any question, I don't know. Yes, Slavko?
Yes, thank you. Let me ask a question before I forgot. I have, let's say, three questions. First, auto confirmation. It's very useful, but I noticed that in this series of training, you use this events module, but you didn't use the auto confirmation, right?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
You used, but I got an email, another email. So that's because you're the host of the event. I got from your email, right? It's not a manual email.
No, no. Okay. In the case of this webinar, I have choose auto confirmation, and I have choose these two emails. That once is immediately automatically you will receive it, and the second is you have received it probably today.
Okay. And when your organizer, you shown that the email is on the page where the event is announced. It's well, let's say by default on this page. Could it be hidden?
Okay, let me explain. Because in the case of us, because we wanted to add the link of events to this registration confirmation email. Let me open this to show you first. Okay, this is the template that provided by Udo that it will automatically send to the person who registered. Here, the name will be changed and the name of based on the name of event. In the case and here, if you choose a location, for example, in the form, you're going to choose a location. If you choose a university, the information of university will be appear here in the location. And if you add a link, the link will be appear here as a location. But whatever appears here in the location, it will be appears in the website as well. But in the case of our webinar, we wanted to make it the link like a little bit more private. So what we did, we changed this template. We changed the whole template and we add the link of webinar in the tablet. So we are not exactly using this. We are creating a new template for this registration form.
Okay, and you provide the link through this auto confirmation
Yes.
or reminder mail, and also you the invitation to the calendar you provide separately.
No, the invitation to the calendar is by default exists.
Is it possible in this invitation to put the link to the online webinar?
No, I don't think so.
This is something what I'm missing. When I remember on the calendar, the link is missing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's not possible because
Not possible.
yes, I understand.
And the last question, sorry, all the events, if you use it, is it possible to embed all these events on this page to our official website of the Alliance? Something merged or linked to appear since our manager board like to use the website as a starting point for everything.
About embedding content from the Agora to the official website, there are basically two options. One option is that we have a link to just point it out to the Agora, and the second option is a way to embedding using A-frames, but it should be analyzed case by case. For example, in the case of the catalogs of the courses in the Unite Agora, we are embedding into the official website. It's not easy to embed in a natural way to the website because the website will require these visuals and these templates. We can analyze, but I think we have to analyze it case by case.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry, just to follow up there on that question about embedding it onto the website. If you do embed those links onto the website, when a user clicks on those links, do they have to create their user login for Agora if they're from the public coming in? Do they have to start that whole process? Because those links still have to be authenticated, or how does it work?
No, here is an important, sorry, here is an important differentiation. Conceptually, in all the Agoras, when you need to interact with the system, we require to log in. That means that when you log in, you accept the terms and conditions and privacy policy. There is an exception, and there is the register of the events. You are able to register to any event without logged in.
Okay.
That means that, and this is the reason why we were reflecting on this, and we have added this specific note, because remember that you, as an organizer of an event, you can request, you can ask questions that we explicitly mention in this data protection notice of the events there, that the information that you provide to this specific event will be used only for this organization of this event.
Okay.
Otherwise, it could be a little bit a mess, because in the terms and conditions, we say that we are only, you are providing a specific information, name, position, and something else, email. But in the case of the events, if the organizer requires, for example, for a student, which is your degree or this information that will be used only for this event.
And could we add a question to that form, Jesus? For example, wouldn't it be great to capture their details and ask a question? Would you like us to contact you for similar events in the future? Like a tick box, could that be added there so that we could, possibly reach out
Yes.
to them for a similar event? Or is that GDPR? How does that work?
Yes, let me try together do it. For example, in the question, I'm gonna add a question and I will ask that, are you agree if we contact you later, for example? And I will choose it mandatory, definitely they have to answer. And I can choose the option yes and no.
Okay.
Okay, then I'm gonna save and I will show you here. For example, I want to register now. I will click here, my name, and here I have to answer, for example,
Brilliant.
DTC.
Yeah.
And if I want to continue, I cannot. So definitely I have to choose an option. Yes, then I will continue.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Thank you.
So now I have registered and yes, I'm gonna show you that in the events module. As a registered person, one expected attendance appear. Previously it was 0 and now when I registered it's 1. You can see here. So now when I have registered, 2 more options added here. Previously we only had invite and now as a first person that I have registered to the event and we have 1 attendee, there is an option of contact attendees and contact track speakers because in the case, for example, if we have no tracks, this option will not be appears. Or if we have no attendees, this option will not be appears. So from here is a place that this is what I'm doing every time, that after every webinar, I'm going to contact you from here. So I click on the contact and I have option to here is, for example, I can choose from the templates or I used to take the empty one and I will add the information or detail. For example, I will remind you that this is the next webinar will be on this day and I send you the link of recorded video of this the current session and it's directly will be sent to the it's very simple that whoever has registered to this event will be received this email. I can choose only the subject and that's it. And I will add the content that I want to add in the email. So then I will send and everyone will receive. So we have this test option in case if you want to test it before you send it, you can test it to yourself to check that everything is fine. And then once you confirm, you can send to us. So let me discard this and I will go back to here. I guess that I have explained most of important things that we have here. And one more thing, if I want to mention, for example, on the question, we have this option that later we can see that, for example, how many answered yes, how many answered no. It's an analytical result of the question that later you can get this data from here. Yes. And one more important, that here is the stage of event is on new. So when we want to announce it, we have to move it here. And later when it's finished, automatically it will go to the end. So it's important that when you create and then when you want to announce it, move to the announce session. And yes, I think if any other question you want to ask. Other question, then we can, yes. Laura, yes?
Hello, how are you? I've just noticed at the end of the last screen you had the unsubscribe button. I wonder, does that, if somebody gets the email and they press unsubscribe, does that that's automated, then we don't have to manually look after that, or?
No. I suggest you to remove this unsubscribe because in fact they have not subscribed to this event. They have registered a form and we received a permission from them. So No, if they click on the unsubscribe, they will not be unsubscribed. In this case, okay, let me.
But in this part where we would have invited
Yes.
them, if they would like to be informed of future events, that's kind of like an email. They'll get back and go, I like that event. Or maybe I didn't, that event isn't for me, so I don't think I will subscribe. Is that a possibility to keep that on that so we don't re-invite people to something that they don't want to be involved on, if that makes sense?
Okay, we need to, because usually the subscribe is for those who have subscribed to the events. For example, if I go here, there is this option that on the, from the here, we can choose the subscribe button. Yes. For example, I can add here. And if they subscribe through here, their information will be collected in an email, in the email list. And in this case, they have the option to unsubscribe.
Okay.
But this is a different situation, because they have already answered yes, and they have registered to a specific event, and we are going to inform them regarding the event. So in this case, from our experience, that the subscribe is not working. So subscribe is working from here. If they subscribe exactly, they can. They have this option to remove the subscribe. But if they register, no. There is no option to do it.
And may I ask just about the link as well, just there to the calendars? Is it set calendars? Can it work with the Outlook and to Teams, or just as you scroll up a teeny little bit? The other way. Yeah, so add to calendar. Yeah.
Okay. No, the link will not be added, but the time, the event, the name, and the information, and the time, and so on will be added to the calendar.
Just would it I can see with this meeting being on Google, I just had a slight issue getting it to my own calendar. We would use Teams predominantly. So I'm just wondering, does it translate over so it blocks out that time on Teams, or?
We can test it. We can test it, yes. We can test it for you, whether it works or not.
We have tested with Google because this is what that we are using, but this I think it's a standard way. It's an ACS, and I understand that it will be used as well, not only for Google Calendar, but Outlook, and because do you mean that you tried to Outlook and it didn't work?
Yeah, it didn't, but maybe I did something in it. I'm sure it's just a small thing, but I suppose for us, we're quite used to clicking it. It takes up that space in your Teams calendar and your Outlook in your Teams calendar. But just a note. But thank you so much for your time. I know there's lots of other questions coming in.
You're welcome.
We will test it.
Yeah, we will test it. Slavko?
Currently, in our alliance, it's a completely mess how we organize the events. Each organizer used the tools what she's familiar with, relying on the institutional some system, or in many cases 365 or Google Web Forms or something like that. But with this approach, this process is distributed. This is very impressive, powerful, lot of features, but requires a skilled manager. And my question is, do you have experience from other alliances, how they organize the usage of this powerful framework for organizing events? I guess it must be some people who is responsible for organizing all the events, and some process need to be implemented, how people are communicated with this team or something like
that. By now, there is no because the alliances are divided in different communities or packages, and there is no one of these community or package that is managing the events as is. It could be maybe part of the communications team, but for example, in Unite, 2-3 initiatives that they have received from different communities. For example, the last one was they were organizing a students' fair, and there was the committee of the students, I think committee 4, I think it was, that they managed this event, but there was not an overall organization of the events at the alliance level.
Okay.
Yes, but I guess that in case of EU Green, they are here. Margaret, I don't correct me if I'm mistaken. For example, Work Package 5, which are in charge of Engagement Hub, they are in responsible for the creating all the events, if I'm not mistaken.
No,
Am I right?
No. So what we have agreed is, because we have so many events, and not just in Work Package 5, but across all the different work packages, we have agreed to allow the users access to create the events, but we hope it will go through a monitoring approval phase. So where in ATU, for example, we lead on engagement, so that will filter back to us to approve and publish the event. That's what we're hoping to do, because we realistically wouldn't have the resources or time to populate the amount of events we do organise in EU Green. So we have to give access to the users to populate their own events on the site.
And a question about your experience, how they're familiar with populating the events, the regular users who want to organize without special training for this kind.
Yeah, and that's a teething exercise we're going through at the moment. And some of them use Google, for example. Some of them use Teams. Someone actually was using YouTube the other day. We have 9 partners, and we actually, as an alliance, we use Teams mostly, and we encourage people to use Teams. But they are learning how to use Teams as the platform for webinars, for example. So it's a matter of going back to YouTube and themselves and to learn that, because we have nobody hired for the purpose of creating events like this. And so, yeah, we're at probably where you're at. You know, we're all learning Agora at the moment and looking and testing it, because we're going to be pilot testing this for another while. And we have over 30 users just testing on Work Package 5, for example, but we have over 100 users testing all the different work packages on Agora. So there is interest there, and there's energy devoted into testing this platform to make it work for us. So, and it doesn't matter what skill background you are, whether you're IT, arts, language lecturer, admin, and people from all backgrounds are jumping on board, because we're looking at this not just for engagement Work Package 5, we're looking at it probably for internships as well, for research, for education, Work Package 2, across the board in different work packages. So it is a testing phase. We'll see if it works. Fingers crossed it does. But yeah, there's no skill set as such in any particular medium or channel for conducting those webinars or events just yet.
Okay, another interesting use case come to me. In our case, we are organizing a lot of, let's say, events for students, but it's not only registration, but first application, and there must be some selection process. Can this module be used for this use case?
Yeah, that's different now, I think. Is it, when you talk about applications, is it applications for programs or courses? Or is it
for instance, some short events, some summer school or something like that.
Oh yeah. Well, again, it's an event page has a registration form element to it, so it probably could. When it comes to courses and programs, it's a very different system, because we're all linked onto different, I suppose, admission systems in different universities, and there's credits attached to that. So it's a different. Like, would your summer school have credits attached to it? Or is it just like Eventbrite, for example, could organize any event as well? You know, it doesn't have to be Teams or Google. So are there credits attached, ECTs attached to that summer school?
Well, yes, it depends on from case to case.
Well, then that's different. Then, like something like having this module is not going to cater for that, because there's a whole awarding system of credits. You know, it's a different system. So they probably have to be uploaded onto your admission system in your local university, or somebody's admissions process at some university. Moodle is great for, this module is great for an expression of interest to register, which is fine. And you could do an email campaign perhaps and conduct a webinar or whatnot online. But I don't think it's suitable for the academic side, where you produce programs or courses or summer schools. FIPS, for example, we're thinking, okay, could we track it, on the system? No, not yet. We're just going to test it at the moment with a webinar, but we're not just leaving it to Agora to, I suppose, advertise, or promote the webinar. We're doing our own other external advertising of it as well, through our social media, through our EU Green website, through our email campaigns outside of this. So this is not going to be a solo run to do everything for us. Does that answer your question? No?
Okay, it's good to hear your experience. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, and just a short comment is that if you think there is a use case that we can analyze, this, for example, I understand that this for more for informal webinars and so on, and when you require to communicate with a more, say, official or system and missions and so on, in fact, the information is there, and it's a question of analyzing which is the information we have to exchange. But if you have a need about this, again, we can analyze it, and if it's for sure, if it's useful for you, it will be useful for the alliances. Remember that we are showing here, we can say that we have developed a lot, but not in this case. In this specific case, we are showing you the module, the Odoo module of events. That we haven't developed on top of this yet.
In our case, this module is not activated. Is it possible to activate it?
Yes, sure. Yes, sure. I will activate it for you. Okay, so if I continue, as we don't have very much time, as I have discussed earlier, that in the contact, here is the list of contact that you probably have the contact of your own alliance here, and for example, here we have UPC and. It's chosen as a company. First of all, we can choose either it's individual or a company, and here all the information regarding this institution added here. So it's very important to keep in mind that the email address is chosen here should be the right email address because it will be appears in the event both registration form and in the website as well. So if you are not wishing to add any email address, so you can just remove it because it will be automatically shown in the website for the event interface. It's very simple to create this contact. You can choose individual and fill the form. And if I go back, for example, as I don't know if you have remembered that I have created this AUPA EU organizer from the event module. As you can see here, the basic, because I didn't fill completely, I just added the name and my email address. As you can see, it's automatically created here. So whatever you are creating in the event, you need to be aware that it will be automatically created in the contact. So in case if you don't want to have this contact here, later you need to remove it. But yes, here is the contact module, and there is an option to filter by individuals, by companies, and there is other filters you can later take a look, and you can group by companies, for example. You can group by countries. These are the options by default exist. And from here, you can create a new. So, and yes, I think the contact is very simple and straightforward, but if you have any question, if not, I will go to the last topic, which is about the email marketing, that this module is email marketing, and it's used for many purposes. For example, you can add the subscribe link for your newsletter, and once they subscribe to this newsletter, But before that, you need to create a mailing list. Okay, let me start from here. For example, I'm going to create a new mailing list for our events. So means that event So this is for event. So it means that whoever subscribe to our event link, and I will send it, they will be appears here. But this is for sure need a configuration. Means that when we add this subscribe link to the website, we need to configure it that these. Let me show you because it's. At the website, the event page. Okay, here I'm gonna add a subscribe. I'm gonna choose this newsletter and I will add it here on the bottom. Okay, so I need to click on here and on the configuration. Here, yes. As you can see, the event that I have just created, I will choose this event, which right now there are 0% subscribe, and I will save it. So for now, for example, let me subscribe to see. Now I have subscribed because I was signed in, my email was automatically added here. Now I will go back to show you that how it looked like. If I go back to the email marketing, and if I go to the mailing list, on the events that I have created, participant. Just now, you can see the timing. It's on 11:51, 30 seconds. Just now, I have subscribed, and my email has added to this subscribed in this mailing list. So this is an option that you can add in any pages for newsletter, for blogs, for any, even in the main page. You can in the home page you can add this subscribe, and you can collect the information of the people who is interested. And then if I want to send email, it's very simple. Okay, here from here, if I want to send an email, I can just choose the subject, and then it's in this case we have subscribe because they have subscribed and they can unsubscribe themselves later. And we just can choose the recipient. These are the options that you can choose from the contacts, or you can send to all the contacts. You can send from event register. But in this case, when you have this option in the event module, I suggest you to use directly from the event module, not from here. And finally, we have this mailing list that, for example, the event that I have created and I have just subscribed myself, I will choose this. And here we can add the body of the email that we want to send, and we just send it to this group. So it will be useful for communicating with a group of people. And even if you don't want to have this subscribe and you want to manually add these people, you can also create a mailing list again here. And for example, event register. And from here, say, and on the participant, I can manually add the name of participant that I want to add them here. So I just add the name and the email. And for example, let me say test and in my email, and I'm gonna save it. Yes. Yes, you can see that I have added myself. It can be several lists of people, and we can just simply send email to them, and it's very straightforward. So from here, I can choose the mailing list and event register, for example. This is the list of people who has registered for the event or any other purposes. And it's very simply, we can just send email to the group of people. So any more question in this session? If you have, yes, Slavko?
Yes, and this mailing list only for sending, not to reply on this email, right?
No, you can send from here, but they can reply to the email, and you can answer.
They can reply?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, they can.
Yes. So, even for us, the concept is that here is a email market. That means that is from the platform sending emails to the users that have registered. Also, it's not a mailing list in the sense that there is a list that you can send. You can send to this mailing list, and a group of people receive this mail. This is not the case. There is another place in Agora that we manage this kind of. And in this case, the terminology that they are using is mail group or mailing group. Okay, that we can explain as well in another session about this. But in this case, is a list of users that will receive your emails. And if they reply to this email, you as an individual, because there is a reply to, appear your name, this reply to, who received the answer or the reply to that message that has been sent to all these recipients. The concept is different. Yes, the terminology sometimes is a little bit confusing, and is what they are using. Mailing list in this case is this way to send a list of people that have subscribed a message, and the mail group is this. What I used to say mailing is that this mail group is that address that any one member of this group can send an email to them, and then all the members receive this email. There is another place in Odoo that they manage this. In fact, we are using in our project, we have our work package leaders. We say mailing list, and we use this kind of mail. It's a mail group.
Thank you.
So,
yes, here there is a lot of options. We explain just the simplest way of starting using it. And we are using it. It's similar to the events. No? It's different communities, different groups can use this. And if you have experience organizing this or having an idea of how to organize, we can share with other alliances. But now, basically, in our case in Unite, they are using the different people from different communities. They are using this mailing. Again, it's more from the communications team, but sometimes you use it as in your community or your package.
any other questions or comments? Okay, I think if there is no other question, we are almost at the end of training session. I would like to thank you all for attending this session, and I will send you the recording of the session as well for the next week. We are going to provide another training session that I hope to see you next week. Thank you again, and see you later.
Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.